Hello everyone, welcome back to The Long Dark. We are here, chapter 2, part 7? I really need to keep a tally chart of these because I can never quite remember, but we're here in The Long Dark. We're exactly where we left off. Our fire has just been blown out by the wind, but we have... I only slept for a little bit to just make sure the game was saved, but we're in good temperature condition, good tiredness, and everything else is actually okay. So let's pick up our bedroll and carry on with our quest to get back to Jeremiah. That's where we are currently sitting. We have crossed Broken Railroad. This way is Forlorn Muskeg, and that is where we must go. So let us make our way through back to Forlorn Muskeg. Now, it's been a week or so since I actually played the game. I filmed so many of these videos in one go. Because I knew I was going to be a bit tight on having the free time. We're in the middle of selling house and buying new house and all that kind of stuff at the moment. So we're here, there and everywhere. So I knew I was going to be a little bit short of time to do any more recording. So I did a whole load of them in one go where I had a weekend to myself to do it. But then I've had sort of like a week or even a week and a half where I haven't actually done anything. So I can't really remember what I was jabbering on about at the end of the last video about what I was going to do next. But our overall quest is to get back to Jeremiah, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to cross Forlorn Muskeg, and we're going to get back to Jeremiah. Now, Forlorn Muskeg, as we know, is a pretty hostile place to be. There isn't very much shelter here. There's very, very few buildings. I'm just going to cross over the other side to see if I can get out of the wind a little bit. There's very, very few buildings here in Forlorn Muskeg. In fact, I don't think there's a single proper interior location in Forlorn Muskeg. The buildings over there, which are right on the far edge of the map, are not actually proper interior locations, and they're not that warm, although you can light fires and things. There's a forge over there, which is pretty useful. I'm going to pick these feathers up, they might come in handy, and there's some firewood here. Now, we saw this on the way... when we were heading the other direction, but we left it because we were pretty heavily encumbered. We're still heavily encumbered, but I know I'm going to use it because I am going to set up a camp. There's a bear! There's a bear there! Okay, right, that's complicated things ever so slightly. Right, now what do we do? Is that the bear that we are? Oh, heck. Right, how do we get round this? Seriously, how are we going to get round this? Because if I head out this way, I can avoid it, but I'm going to be really exposed. And I'm still fairly close. I'm just a little bit worried that it's going to head my way. Let's keep an eye on that bear. I can't sprint very well either because I am pretty heavily encumbered. I'm going to stay skirting over this way. I'm just going to run parallel to the railway line and stay this side of it and hope that we can stay away from the bear. I want to get to the railway cars that are over in the distance over there because that is... it's not a proper interior location, but it's sheltered, and there is a fire barrel in there, so we can use it as a camp. I'm just going to harvest some of these cattails. All the food and tinder we need. I'm going to carry on moving now, though. I think, hopefully, I don't want to say it because I don't want to curse it, we've managed to skirt round the bear. Straight into a wolf. So I'm hoping I can now. Bears in the Long Dark, they will clock you and they will start to walk towards you from a distance, but they won't run at you like a wolf does. You have to get really quite close to them before they'll actually kind of go into an attack stance. But when they do start to run, flipping heck can they shift. Oh no, we're not going to avoid this wolf, sorry. Oh, I've got the battery's dead in my flashlight, so that's a total waste of time. I do have a flare. Oh, we're battling. Oh, okay, we took a bit of a condition hit, and I'm concerned about where the bear now is in relation to us. It's going the other way, we're good. Okay, we haven't dropped anything, we've lost some blood. I don't know if we have any afflictions at the moment. I don't think we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, so I need to use bandage to work fairly quickly because we are quite exposed. Okay, so there's bandage, and we need to put some antiseptic on. Okay, so that's healed those. Let's move away from the bear. It's going dark as well, which doesn't help. What's the time of day? We are heading towards darkness. We're heading towards dusk, so this isn't necessarily a good situation to be in. I probably should have checked that before I committed to crossing Forlorn Muskeg, but never mind. I suppose there's relatively minimal risk of us getting lost. Because we are following the railway line, so even if it does go dark, we should be okay. Let's get back onto the line. That should have got us well away from the bear now. We're heading for the railway cars. They're not actually that far ahead of us, so we should be okay. We should be fine to get to them. I am just hoping we don't come across another wolf, though. I have got a frostbite risk as well, because my hat's ruined. The condition of my hat dropped below 0, so unfortunately I've lost my hat. Which is not a good thing at all. Oh, it's the mournful music of the long dark. I'm still curious, as to where we're going to go with this chapter, because at the moment, obviously with the long dark, we've only got these 2 episodes, we've only got these 2 chapters, we've not had any more. So we're still waiting on those. I do recall in the dev blog just before Wintermute was launched that they're estimating there's about 15 hours of gameplay in the current release, which is obviously going to be... oh, well, this has all gone a bit wrong for everybody involved. There's a wolf and there's a deer. I have a feeling that's probably one of the wolves that we attacked. It's like it succumbed to its injuries whilst trying to feed itself on the deer there. Again, I'd normally harvest those. If I was in Survival Sandbox, I would harvest those and we'd take them back and what have you. But I've learnt in Wintermute there's very little point in doing all of that stuff, because we're having to be so mobile. We're having to take everything with us, which means we're always at our carrying limit. And we're also never in one place long enough to, say, cure deer skins or wolf skins to be able to make the clothing. We're never in one place long enough to do it. Although I suppose, again, it's down to pacing. If you choose to play Wintermute like survival mode, you could set yourself up a base camp in Camp Office after we've tended to Jeremiah for the part of the story. Before we go to Carter Hydra Dam, we could actually set ourselves up a base camp in Camp Office and stay there for quite a while. There's nothing saying that we have to move on. There's no... It doesn't put a... There's a bit of coal there. We'll have that because we can burn that in a minute. I need to get across to the other side, but I think I need to... Here we are. I can't remember which one of these cars it is I can get inside. It's one of the ones back this way, I think. So we were okay. We've made it to the train wreck. We can get inside the car here. Here we go. And we did leave ourselves a little supply cache here as well. We left ourselves bits of wood, which we can use for fires. We have got some cloth as well that we can use to repair some of our clothing. There's a spare bedroll here. We left some stuff in this metal container, by the looks of things. Oh, a bit more cloth. Well, we will take it, because I might do a little bit of clothing repair before we go anywhere. We left some matches behind, we left a bit more reclaimed wood, and we left some water. So I'm going to pick that up. So let's light our fire. I'm going to go with that, because that's a good chance of success there. So we're going to give this a go, get this fire lit, because obviously we need to warm ourselves back up. The flare's gone out, but I hope the fire will still light. I hope the fire will still light. Anyway, let's give it a try. we go. I didn't want to curse it, but normally it doesn't fail when it gets that far along. Okay, well let's add both of those pieces of cedar. And we'll add some of our reclaimed wood. We've got a few sticks, I'd rather not add those. We've got a 4-hour fire going on here. So we're okay. Temperature's gone up really, really quickly, so that's absolutely fine. So we just need to eat some food. Peanut butter's good, that gives you a fairly decent number of calories. I'm going to have some salty crackers as well. I'll get our calorie count all the way up to the top, and then we are going to drink from our water supply. There we go. So, temperature-wise, we're okay. We've got a 24-degree fire here. I'm hoping it's now been... Nope, I need to wait 15 more minutes before I can add the coal, which I do want to add. So let's just see if we've got any housekeeping tasks that we can do. Our frostbite risk should go away in a minute. So, clothing-wise, I need to see if we can sort some of our clothing out before we lose it, because we really are quite low. Oh, we need leather to repair those particular gloves. That's a bit annoying. 27% on that. So let's repair that. I have a feeling I only have one piece of cloth, so that could be the only thing I can repair. Oh no, looks like I've got some more. So let's repair. Oh no, I've only got one piece of cloth. I need 2 to repair the coat. Does that mean I need 2 to repair the jacket as well? Yes. Socks. I can probably repair those, so let's do that. I think when we get back to Jeremiah, before we go much further, I think we're going to have to do a little bit of looking after ourselves. We need to try and repair our clothing and things that we're carrying. Let's drop that because we don't need it. We're carrying a fair few things actually, that some of which we may be able to leave behind. I can sharpen my hatchet, because again I don't want to risk that failing. Obviously that does take some of the life out of the whetstone, but that's absolutely fine. It's what it's for at the end of the day. That'll do for now, I think. That's got a bit of condition onto it. Any more bits of housekeeping for us to do? I don't think there is, really. Oh, I can make an old man's beard wound dressing, but the old man's beard wound dressings aren't as valuable as they used to be, because they used to act as a bandage and as an antiseptic in one, but now they don't seem to do that. So I applied the old man's beard wound dressing, but because I hadn't stopped the bleeding, it didn't work. Okay, let's pop the coal on. So that gives us another hour of fire and really bumps the heat up. So we've now got, what, 3 hours. So if I drop my bedroll, and if I sleep for 3 hours, that should bring our condition level up. I don't want to chuck much more fuel at this fire. I'm actually tempted to get back underway again in the dark. So before the fire goes out, the aurora is glowing out there. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Ain't that cool? There's the aurora. Oh, even better. There's a nice view. If you've been, oh, it went away. If you've been, if you've been watching my this particular series, you'll see that I've been doing something slightly different with the cover pictures. I've been doing different things with the cover pictures. I've actually been taking a frame from each video and using that as the cover pictures. So, in case you're wondering what I'm doing now, I am getting particular little bits that I can use as cover pictures. So hopefully we can get a cover picture out of that. The weather outside here is not actually too bad. So I think what we're going to do, temperature. What's the temperature? Oh, it's quite cold though. But visibility-wise, it's actually all right. So I'm actually tempted, if we just warm ourselves back up again by the fire barrel, I'm actually tempted to get underway, you know. Our condition is 73. It's okay. It's not great, but it's fine. I am actually tempted to get underway, you know, and try and carry on. So let's do that. Let's carry on. Am I going the right way? I am going the right way, aren't I? I want to follow the rail. Follow the rails. And we want to head back this way. So this takes us back towards the tunnel. I think we are now at this side of the wrecked train cars in the middle there is closer to the tunnel than the other side is, so it's a bit of a trek, but not too bad. Obviously, the flaming torch is there to help us with temperature, but also so we can see if it does go dark. But as you can see here, look at that, that's the aurora that caused the entire incident. That is the background setting of the Long Dark, and it is kind of cool, and that is why I've decided to come out and travel at night. Because ain't that cool. Okay, it comes with its own mournful music as well. Plus also, I've tended to notice predators are a little bit less active at night. Wolves, bears, things like that, they don't tend to be out as much as night. The only downside is at night it is much colder, and if the moon is not out or the aurora is not out, it can get really dark and you can easily get yourself lost if you're not careful. So that's why I don't tend to travel too much at night. It's because you can get lost very easily if the light isn't out, and it's also colder, so this isn't always good for travelling anyway. These torches don't last very long, do they? They're virtually gone already. Okay, so let's keep ourselves moving. I'm trying to decide where to kind of head for in this particular video. That's gone. I heard a bark, which is never good. I know I said that they are not normally active at night, but that doesn't mean to say that they're definitely not. Okay, well, we're getting quite close to the tunnel now. I'm trying to decide where to kind of head for in this particular video. Whether to try and head straight back for Jeremiah, or whether to kind of pit pause halfway and maybe get to camp office and just have a regroup before we head back to Trapper's Homestead. To be honest, where this comes out, it's probably not that much further to Trapper's Homestead than it is to camp office, to be honest with you. So it's probably worth us heading to camp office, straight back to Trapper's Homestead. The only problem is that I forgot to start the stopwatch on this video, so I can't tell you how long it is. So I'm kind of guessing a bit here. So we can get roughly the right length. Okay, well that torch is gone, so we may as well put that away. I'm not going to throw it because I can use it as a stick on a fire. So, okay, let's head through the tunnel then. So we're going to leave Forlorn Muskeg, and we're going to head back into Mystery Lake. And here we are, back in Mystery Lake. And I had a sneaky look at how long the recording's been running, and it's been running for 20 minutes. So we have 10 minutes left. So I think what we're going to do, it is still dark, obviously. What's the temperature? How are we doing condition-wise? Not too bad, not too bad. Not great, but not too bad. So I think we're going to head for Trapper's Homestead. So we're going to head down this way. And we're going to try not to get lost. Famous last words. Heading into the tree. Be quiet. Heading into the trees in the darkness is a bit spooky, I have to say. Okay, I think we need to be heading kind of this way. It's unusual for me to kind of come this exact route that I've just taken here. Normally I'm coming down from camp office and I recognise it all very well, but here it's slightly different. I think we're kind of slightly heading the wrong way here, but I'm fairly confident that we can be heading. We need to head over this hill, basically, is where we need to go. So let's try and see if we can just directly go. Okay, we have a hypothermia risk now. Let's see if we can do a little bit of sprinting. We're heading for up the hill. The green and purple hues. I think, in theory, we should just have to crest this hill. I hope. And we should be vaguely in the right area. I always get lost on the way to Trapper's Homestead though. And I end up in trouble. There we go. Yeah, we are vaguely in the right area. Okay, we've got some wolves down over there. We can see the glowing green eyes of the wolves. Or are they rabbits? I can't tell actually. I thought they were wolves, but they might be rabbits actually. Maybe they're oh no, they are. Are they wolves? They are wolves. And I think the impression I'm getting is that their behaviour is different when the aurora is out than what we've come to expect from wolves. So I am trying to give them a really wide berth where this is the kind of normal route we would take. Trapper's Homestead is just on the other side of these rocks. So I kind of want to head round the back of the rocks. This is an area where you'll also see a bear, but I think because of the story that we've got where we're hunting this bear that's been hunting Jeremiah, I don't think we're going to encounter the bear just yet. I think we're going to encounter it as part of the story. Okay, so hopefully we're going to make our way over here. Now, we've repaired Jeremiah's rifle. There's Trapper's Homestead. So it's going to be very interesting to see what state we now find Jeremiah in. So I think that's going to be a sort of a big key element of the story here. And look at that for a view. Okay, so hopefully there isn't going to be a wolf springing out at us between here and there. They don't like the light, but I equally don't have a usable flashlight. The battery's dead. So it's interesting that they've introduced the flashlight as a way of fending off the wolves, but there isn't actually a usable battery for it. So I assume it only works... That's a good point, actually. Let's just... Ah, it works at night when the aurora is out. Ooh, and it has high beams. Wow, look at that. Okay. That's useful to know. It's only taken me till now to figure it out. But it's useful to know. So it does work at night when the aurora is out. But it just doesn't work. Okay, so I assume we're going to go to a cutscene when we come through the door.
Well, you look like hell, Mackenzie.
Thanks. I love what you've done with the place.
Ha! I see you're an interior design critic now. You fixed my rifle?
Yep. Found one of my own, too.
Damn, not bad for a pilot. You're full of surprises. You can make it after all.
Now what? I really need to get going. My friend is out there, and with all this wildlife on the loose...
Whoa. Slow down. A rifle will get you out of a jam, but survival's about what you know. And right now, you don't know shit.
What do you suggest? Books on tape?
Smartass. No. What I suggest is Jeremiah's survival school. Student population 1. Let's see if we can keep you alive long enough to graduate.
Okay, so we have survival-y stuff. So let's go through. We've got... oh, this isn't Fallout 4, is it? I have to click it. So, Forest Talkers. Okay, well, that's a little bit about the Forest Talkers. Are they dangerous? Not usually. Despite the occasional tree, tie themselves to logging and mining equipment. Don't think they've ever hurt anyone, but I'm not really up to date on current events. Heard a lot of shooting coming from the other side of the lake. Could have been hunters, but they aren't usually up this time of year. You think it was the forest talkers, no idea for their sake. Hope they got hell out of the area before things got shut down. It won't be good for them, not with the old bear out there. Wolves? A lot of wolves around here. Didn't used to be that way. Told you before, something stirring them up. Stay focused on what I'm telling you. Watch out for the bear. He's cunning as hell. Make a wolf look like a damn lapdog. They hate fire, like most wildlife. Well, we know that already. Yeah. Fight if you want to live. I am flicking through these. Way out. Need to get out of here and find my friend. Only one way for you to go, pilot, and that is you want to get to Perseverance Mills. You got to pass through the guts of that dam. Yeah, I thought that's probably where we were headed. Doesn't seem possible. When I was in there, the whole place is locked down. Still any way to get where you need to go. Tell me more. Not sure. Make it through the dam and beyond. Okay, so I did kind of figure out that we were probably going to have to pass through the dam, which of course most likely means we are going via Pleasant Valley. Oh, we've got even more phone. I heard a phone ring at an old hunting lodge. Well, we did, and we got very confused. Old phone lines don't depend on power like the new systems do. It's one of the many ways the old infrastructure is what we have now. Everything's so integrated. It will fail. Cool. From old analog system could still work. No telling how the lines are set up. Could be from anywhere on Great Bear, really. If you know what the lines and switches connect to, you could probably figure it out. We're going to find that out. Those analog lines, but nobody even knows they're still hooked up. Need an old phone company line map. No idea where you can find one, though. It must be archived somewhere. I'll keep it in mind. Okay, so we may be able to trace where that call came from if we can find a map, so I suspect that's probably what we're going to have to do. Lights. Did you see the lights in the sky? Yep, could hardly sleep, so bright. Something different about them, not like the usual Aurora Borealis. Seem to power things up. I didn't see anything like that, but he's got nothing electrical in here, so that doesn't really surprise me. Scared of the Aurora, no lights. The wolves scared of the lights. Right then, survival school and survival lessons. Don't really have time for this. Look, you don't have a choice. I've got this far without you. Not with a blood-hungry bear on your ass, you haven't. Trust me, Mackenzie, you really want to find your friends. Mile the wilderness in all directions. You'll never make it. I'm listening. I'll teach you what you need to know. And then you'll have to do something for me. That's fair enough. Kill the bear. That part goes without saying. Don't kill the bear. Neither of us get out of here. Survival lessons. Let's talk about some survival skills. What do you want to tackle? Okay, so I kind of guessed this would leave us to another menu. That's why I left it till last. Let's start with harvestable plants. Most of this I actually already know, but harvestable plants. Seems you have your way and never be a vegetarian out here. I'm sure it's no coincidence that most of the animals out there are made of meat. Aren't any plants? Yeah, most of the ecosystem, many plants you can harvest. Berries, nuts, mushrooms, but not much grows in winter. That's very true. Cattails, they don't taste that much, but when you keep them from starving, you usually find them near water. Well, we knew that already. Reishi mushrooms, we already know about. Rose hips, we already know about. Old man's beard, sit hanging from trees, wrap it in a bandage used to prevent bites from getting infected. Learn to identify each of these, they could save your life. Well, you ready to give it a shot? Yes, because we already know. Then go to it, O mighty killer of fuzzy animals.
I could eat anything.
Okay, well that appears to have picked us up a mission, so I assume what we're going to have to do before we can progress on the storyline is work through Jeremiah's survival skills. Oh, here we are. So we've got to go and learn to identify and harvest some of the edible plants. Placing the container at Jeremiah's cabin, which I think is outside.
By snow. Nothing to drink.
Yes, we'll sort that out in a minute. So placing the container at Jeremiah's cabin, reishi mushrooms, old man's beard, rose hips, and cattail stalks. And in fact, we may already have some of those in our arsenals. There is a reason why I've been picking them up. But I think what we're going to do, then we're going to carry on in video number 8. We're going to carry on with this. I think we're going to have to go through quite a few of these little challenges from Jeremiah before we can continue down the main story mode and head out of Mystery Lake. So I am going to say, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you again soon for some more Long Dark as we head into video number 8, and we're going to carry on with the survival skills. So I shall see you again very soon.